something new. I don't know about you, but I used to like Jello pudding pops. Remember them? Some of you don't. Unless you're at least mid-40s like me, you've never got to have one because they pulled them off the market. I actually was doing some research this week to find out why did they pull them off the market. Apparently, they're too expensive to make. But I thought it would be fun to recreate them and make them more healthy. And we're also gonna try some other recipes while we're at it with Jello. So we are gonna try, and some of these you probably already know how to make, but I'm just gonna give you a little refresher. And these are really great low-calorie desserts to make during the summer, especially if you don't wanna turn on your oven. I think only one of the ones today we're gonna turn on our oven. The ones that are Jello pudding pops, we're gonna do one that's experimental, because I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out, but I thought I'd do it with you, why not? And we're gonna add in Greek yogurt because it has a lot of extra protein. I'm always looking for extra protein, and I'm always looking for lower sugar desserts to eat in the evening, especially. You don't wanna have high carb, high sugar, and then go to sleep, especially if you have blood sugar issues like I do. So I thought, let's try some yogurt. I don't know how it's gonna go. I remember as a little girl, my mother used to make some that were kind of like mock Jello pudding pops, and she did use yogurt, and I think she used orange juice. I called her this week, but she didn't have to answer her phone, so I'm not sure. But we're gonna give it a try. And then we're gonna also make a strawberry pie, a chocolate pie, and then, I don't know if you guys have seen before, I actually haven't made it, but I know this is gonna work and be delicious. We're gonna make a strawberry pretzel salad, so it's like a little sweet, a little, you know, salty mixed together. I know normally on the bottom of those, it's all made with butter, but we're not doing that. Of course we're not. We want to live healthy. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it a different way. And I know it's going to turn out because I made something very similar to this. So let's get started. And if you like this kind of thing, if you're into fitness, healthy cooking, just cooking, as you know, some of you are here when my husband's here. He's a chef, so he just teaches us how to cook all kinds of stuff and teaches our family members how to cook it when he's at home. We also do a lot of family stuff, so if you're into that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you share this with your friends. Okay, let's get started. Hopefully there'll be not too much background noise. I can show you what I'm doing. If not, I'll have to do a voiceover. People are like, why do you do voiceovers? Because my dogs are barking, my kids are running around screaming, and yeah, that's how it happens. Okay, let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is what I found, like you can look on Pinterest and find like the original recipe cards. And I found the original recipe card that Jello claims is the same as their old ones. And I am changing up even a little more. If you guys haven't tried this milk, my aunt actually introduced it to me, the Fairlife one, and we're using the skim one. This actually is lactose free. My son has some lactose issues, he doesn't like to admit it, but the better part about this is has 13 grams of protein. The best part during the pandemic, because you can store it for forever. Like this one I just bought the other day, it's not bad until October. We're in August, okay? So that's also nice. So if you're like a family that goes through a ton of milk like we do, yeah, it's great. So we're gonna start with just a normal recipe. I'm not gonna make a million of each pop, so we can try them and let you know what I think. We're gonna take it and we're gonna make like just a couple of each one. The original one was with chocolate and vanilla. And then if you remember, if you had them off the market, they also had different fruit flavors. Today we're gonna start with the chocolate and the vanilla for our first one. Then we're gonna add one, I'll show you, we add Cool Whip into it because there's people online that claim that's what makes it different. And then the third one, I'm not adding the Cool Whip, I'm just taking, well, actually a little, I think I'm gonna look at the consistency, is the one we're gonna add in the Greek yogurt. But on the Greek yogurt one, hang on, didn't have everything together. We're gonna do the strawberry Jello because I feel like strawberry, and then, why not, we're gonna add in a little fresh strawberries, okay? And I'm thinking fresh instead of frozen because then the frozen with Jello, if you ever mess with that, don't. It doesn't work as well because they obviously melt. Or I guess you could pre-melt them. Anyways, that's what we're gonna start with. We're gonna see how this goes because we wanna start with these into the freezer and then we'll start making the other things. Okay, let's go. Okay, we are going to start by taking our milk and we are going to be just following the directions on the back of the vanilla and the chocolate box. So it's 2 cups of milk. And like I said, I'm using skim. You can use whatever you want. And this one's lactose free just because my son can't have it. And so we're going to, and I also am using the sugar-free Jello I wanted to show you. You could use the regular Jello. It really is just up to you and your preference. The only thing I want to tell you about these sugar-free ones, and since I don't have the regular ones, I don't know how they are, I want to let you know you have to really mix it. And I mean really mix it. And at some point, kind of when you're mixing, I'll show you here in just a second, it gets kind of gritty. And you just got to keep mixing because you're like, this isn't blending. And it kind of even looks like there's like, you can see it here for a second, it kind of things floating. And I also wanted to show you my popsicle holders. I actually happened to head out of the house with my husband the other day, like a little day date. I know. We're just trying to still like do things together even during COVID, that we're still, and we're together all day. Seems, but to do something fun. We went out to TJ Maxx and Home Goods and stuff and looked around. I happened to pick up my popsicle molds there. And I was going to put up like all the calories for each one, but then I was like, okay, well, everybody's gonna have a different amount of, you know, how big you make your popsicles. So if you just take, you know, however many you make and figure it out by, you know, the amount and then divide it out by how many popsicles you have, it's pretty easy math. Or you could just scan it into MyFitnessPal. You tell them how many popsicles you make it and it will figure it out for you. It's not very hard, or like I said, just put it in MyFitnessPal and figure it out. So I want to let you know these set up pretty fast if you use the instant pudding. So I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to layer it, but I was able to layer it and it went pretty fast. I was like, wow, this is faster than I thought it would. I didn't know if it would set up that fast, but actually it did. So it went really well. I was really surprised how well it blended. So after I did this is when I get into the Cool Whip. Because I figured I had used about half of each one, I decided to go with a half a cup of the Cool Whip because originally it says to put 1 cup of Cool Whip. So I added in 1/2 of the Cool Whip and a half a cup of Cool Whip. And then I blended it together. And then I'm doing the exact same thing that I did with the other ones. I'm just going to take and layer it together and make sure you really blend it in so there's not to it. And put your Cool Whip out on the counter because you probably bought it frozen like me, so it can de-thaw some so it easily blends, because if it's, you know, frozen, it's not going to thaw as well. And I thought this was like the perfect time. I know this is actually like the end of August, beginning of September is when most other parts of the country are extremely hot. I know even us, we live outside of Seattle, and it has been quite warm the last few weeks. And on the day I made it, I was like, well, it was a really hot day. That's why I was like, let's do some Jello low-calorie desserts. And I know while you're dieting, or I'm dieting, a lot of people, or I love to, just have like a low-calorie dessert in the evening. Because if not, if I feel like I'm just like, I don't know, on a diet for so long, and then I just never get a special treat, it just seems like torture. So I thought I would just share some of the things that I normally make on a normal. Now we're going to try it with the Greek yogurt one. So this is what we're going to do. I'm actually making a bigger thing of the strawberry Jello gelatin. We're going to only use part of it because we're not making a ton. Actually, we use 2 regular ones just to see how these freeze up because my daughter wants to know. Then we're going to take 2 of them and we're going to add strawberries and some Greek yogurt, well, 3 of them. And then if we have leftover, we'll start using it with our strawberry pie. I'm not sure. If not, I'll just make it my second batch. But since we're not making all of the, I don't know. We'll see how far this goes because this is a bigger package. I will say the pudding and the Jello, there's 2 different size packages. When I made the pudding, the chocolate and vanilla a minute ago, oops, sorry. To remind me to do stuff. Are you a mom that has reminders? I used the smaller ones. Okay, I had to think straight. Okay, so we're gonna start with this. In 2 boiling cups of water, you know what to do? Choose your teapot. If you don't have an electric teapot, get one. One of the best things I've ever bought in my life. And then it says add 2 cups of water. I usually just add like 1 cup of water, 1 cup of ice, okay? All right, let's give this a try and see how this goes. Okay, we are going to just open up our sugar-free Jello. I did make a mistake when I was telling you about this. I don't know why. In the commentary, it's actually 2 cups of boiling water and 2 cups of ice because I'm actually making the bigger package. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, I made this late at night and wasn't thinking. And you want to make sure on these, when you use like the flavored like berry ones or whatever that are not like the chocolate or vanilla, and that's what I'm looking at, you really need to stir it till it dissolves totally on the bottom or it just doesn't work. And the other thing is when you're doing the ice, you need to make sure it's totally dissolved or you get like blotches of ice. So I did take 2 of them because my daughter just wanted them just plain to see how they froze up. And the other thing is if I were to do it again and I could get, I mean that one, that cup measure, I'm tired tonight too. Did pour okay, but if you could get something to pour more easily into the popsicle holders, it would work good too. So I just made 2 regular ones, just so we could just try it the way those were. And then that's when I decided to start adding in our Greek yogurt. And I started with a 1/4 cup at a time. In the beginning, I just went ahead and did a 1/2 cup of the Greek yogurt and started stirring it up. You are going to have to really stir this. If I were to do it again, my only thing is looking back, and you'll see it when I try it, that I think I would have added a little bit of some kind of more sweetening thing to it because the Greek yogurt has just such a bite. Sorry, it's me, it's your thing. Then I went ahead and put in my Cool Whip. And this is where it went wrong. My Cool Whip that I used for this one, I did not pull out of the freezer. And that's why you see it like getting all kind of at the top. It wasn't like working itself in. And then I went ahead to do these, the ones with the Greek yogurt. I went ahead and got strawberries, fresh strawberries, placed it in, and you want to place them into your popsicle holders before you put in your mixture. Okay, so that's the important part too. I pre-cut them up ahead of time, wash them, do everything else. My only thing was, like I said, is I added in the Cool Whip after I did the Greek yogurt, and it just wouldn't work itself in, and I know it's because it was frozen. So at the end, I just decided to go ahead and drain it off because I tried to put it into one of the popsicle holders and it just made a mess. So I just eventually went ahead and I did try it. It tasted really good. And try to drain it out because I know, I put it into one. I was like, no, this isn't going to work. So went and started all over again. These are the only popsicles that I had not tried before. The other ones I had kind of made before. In general, I made a lot of just plain juice ones for my children that were like diluted juice when they were little. I don't know if you guys ever make your own popsicles. I know a lot of time there's good ones at the store, but sometimes it's also fun to make your own or get your kids to join in and try to get them to, pick their favorite fruit or whatever. I mean, I think you could go crazy. Then I put in real fruit of how well it froze. I was kind of amazed. So I went ahead and put it in, and these were the last popsicles that we made, and then I just popped them into the freezer. Now we're going to start with our chocolate pie. And okay, it actually called for 3 cups of milk, so you want to add in 2.5 cups of milk. And on this one, because it is a pudding pie, it's just like the other ones that we mixed up, the sugar-free ones. Like I said, I don't know if the regular ones are like this. It kind of gets into like this grittiness, and you just want to keep going because eventually it gets really creamy. And then just pour it into your crust, even it out, and pop it into your refrigerator. This is probably like one of the easiest things you could do. Pop some Cool Whip on it if you want to. People put Oreos. You could probably put fresh bananas. You could do all kinds of things with these pudding pies. They're actually really, really good. Okay, now we're gonna get going with our fresh Jello strawberry pie. And this one's super easy too. I just use strawberries and pack it in. I think you could probably do this with different flavors and different fruit too. You could use frozen. You just have to thaw it out ahead of time. Make sure you get all the water out. That's why I always use fresh. I think it's just easier. I would use fresh. And you got to fill it up and pack it down because you don't want a lot of holes in between where it's not gonna, if not, it won't stay together once you pour it into your Jello. And then all we do is make our Jello up really quick. The same way, just pour it in our hot boiling water. We are going to just stir it up with our boiling water, and then we will add into our ice. And so I did want to tell you, so I did 2 cups, or actually I think I did 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 cups of boiling water, because I wanted to do it just a half a cup less. So it does set up a little bit harder than if you were just making regular Jello into your regular Jello into your pie. You want to just make it a little bit harder. And then you're just going to add in your ice. You want to really make sure in this part though that you get all of your ice and it's all melted, because if not, I have done it and be like, no, it'll just finish melting in the refrigerator. It doesn't, and you just have like this ice and it has like a little pool of water. So there you go. Then we're just pop it into the refrigerator until it sets. Now we're gonna get started on the strawberry pretzel dessert. I have a recipe, or I've looked at recipes, and a lot of them are for like 9 by 13s, and then some of them are smaller for like I don't know, like half that size. It's only me eating this dessert, so I'm just gonna make like a half size and make it like in a small dish. If I was bringing it to a party or something, I would make it in a 9 by 13, and I'll put both recipes down below. Basically, you're just doubling it. And in most recipes of pretzel salad, they take the pretzels, they crush them, they add butter. We are not. I even saw some people don't, when I was looking through a ton of recipes, don't put anything, but I think that would keep them from not staying together. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of honey. I think about 2 tablespoons. We're gonna start with 1 and see if I can get it to stick. Not a lot of 2. A lot of people say they do 2. So we're gonna try it. You need to preheat your oven to about 345, and then we're gonna stick it in there and just get it set, and then we'll take it out and do the next layer, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, this part we're gonna use our scale. We're gonna turn it on, put it in our bowl. It's had water in it, so I was using it tonight and just pre-washing it. And we're gonna tear it. Sorry you can't see this. Maybe you can, hang on. Okay, for this pretzel part, I was just gonna show you, I actually did do it on a scale, and I put it into ounces, and then I teared it out. If you do a lot of baking, you definitely should get a kitchen scale. And then, of course, I'm holding the camera and throwing them in. At some point, some of these pretzels didn't make it all the way in. My husband, by that time, was already home, and they were hitting the floor, and my dog was helping out. So I went ahead and just measured out, I think I did about 3.5 ounces for the bottom. And then what I did is I put all of them into a Ziploc bag, and then I just got a mallet from my garage and I just banged it out. You're gonna see me here and just, well, chop it out. Don't bang it, and don't bring your granite or whatever kind of countertop you have, and just bang it out. If I were to do again, by the way, I think I would have made it a little bit, maybe a little smaller pieces. I know some people use their food processors, I saw the different recipes, but I think that would be like, I don't know, like a graham cracker crust. I don't think it would be the same. So I would say just go ahead and hit it with something. You could even use your rolling pin, just gently tap it out, throw it in. And I did end up using a whole 2 tablespoons of honey. I tried it first with just 1 tablespoon, and then it still wasn't enough, I felt like, to keep it, you know, all stuck together, and I added another one. In retrospect, also looking back, you probably, if you're really against all the sugar, you probably could make it a little finer and then really pack it down into your baking dish. You might be able to get away with it just because you're gonna put the cream cheese layer and then the Jello layer on top, and I think it probably would have actually held it all together. So you just want to, even if you made it just as big as like I did, you really want to push it down, because if not, when you come in with our cream cheese filling that we're going to do in a second, then it won't be able to smoothly go over it. So you added in the honey. I did 1, and then I was like, no, this is not going to work. Next time I'll try this ahead of time, but it did really work though. So, and I knew it would. I bake enough to know, look at a recipe and be like, yeah, this is going to work. So then we are just going to put it into our preheated oven. I should have told you that. You're going to put it in at 375, and then you're just going to set your timer for 10 minutes, and it really was 10 minutes exactly, and I felt like that was the exact time I would do again. And then just pop it into your oven, wait your 10 minutes, and boom, it's ready. The power of using your camera. And it did really, the only thing, okay, now is you have to let it cool completely before you do your next layer. And just pull it out of the oven. Let it just completely cool off. And now we're gonna get started with our next layer. And what I did was I used a low-fat cream cheese. They do have a fat-free one, but I'm not a big fan. But if you wanted to cut even more calories and more fat, maybe I'm just picking the wrong brand. And so I got low-fat because I don't want to obviously use the full-fat one because I'm trying to make a treat that's not so bad for you. And then I'm taking vanilla and putting in 2 teaspoons of, I just had some cheap vanilla, and here is the Splenda that I used. Looking back, and you can use whatever kind of sweetener you want, and we're just putting it in 1/4 cup. That's all you need. Then you're going to take your blender. You could put in your big blender. I just use my handheld because it's easier to clean. I have a big KitchenAid, but I don't use as much because it's kind of a pain to clean all the parts and the big part of it. So if I can use my small. Okay, so after I mixed up just one of them, I felt like it still was enough because for the big one is for 2. Looking back, I guess I could have just one, but I think it would have been really thin. So I am glad I took 2 things of the low-fat cream cheese, and then I mixed it up with my blender. And you have to mix it really good and really thoroughly, I guess you would say, and get it all creamy. And then you're gonna go ahead and get your Cool Whip, and this is what it kind of makes it like a lighter consistency, I guess you would say. And they said to find the fat-free one. I couldn't find it. I went to 2 different stores, and so I just got the light, which they have a regular, I guess, a light, a fat-free, a sugar-free. I didn't even know they had so many Cool Whips. Anyways, you have to take the entire container and fold it into it. And you want to fold it. You don't want to use your mixer for this part and really mix it together, because at this part it kind of, the cream cheese can get like a little stuck together, and you just want to make sure it is all whipped together and get it in nice consistency. And then we are going to get our pretzels, and we are just going to put it right on top and just smooth it out and make sure it's really flat, so that when we go ahead and put our Jello with our strawberries, it can lay down, look really pretty. And make sure you get it to all the edges and make sure it's really pushed down, because if not, when you pour in your Jello with your strawberries, then it's going to go into the pretzel mixture, and you don't want that, because then it wouldn't be crunchy on the bottom. So once you get it all leveled out, all pushed together, no holes or gaps or anything, you go ahead and you place it in your refrigerator. Then we're going to take our Jello that we already had made and just fold in your strawberries. And you could cut your strawberries a little bit smaller if you wanted to. I thought this was fine. And it's, by the way, it's 2 cups of strawberries. I don't think I said that. It's 2 cups of strawberries, and I'll put this recipe underneath in the description box. So then we got it back out of the refrigerator. It needs to set up. So about 25 minutes that your cream cheese needs to set up before you place it on top, your strawberry mixture, so that it doesn't like blend together, that actually sets up on top. We're just gonna put it all down, scrape out our bowl. Well, I hope you guys give these recipes a try. They really were good. It's great in the summer. You don't have to turn your oven except for that one little part. Hi guys. Okay, we're back now, and I'm with my daughter Elena, and we're gonna try, yes, hello. We're gonna try the popsicles today. We had to wait until the next day to try our desserts. We're gonna try them all tonight. And Elena's gonna give us her opinion. She is the most picky eater in the house, so I don't know. So we'll both try it, and I'll give you what I think, and we're gonna try it. So we're gonna start with the one that's only Jello, the strawberry, which I think is gonna be your favorite. We'll see. You wanna try it?
Right there.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll slide out. We haven't, no, we're gonna have to go take them to the sink. I think we're gonna have to take them to the sink. Okay. stop it for a minute. Okay, we put them under some hot water and let it get them out for us. So it was fast. I did not think about it before we're gonna try it. Okay, so we're gonna try just a normal strawberry Jello. You ready? I think she'll like this one. It's normal strawberry. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna taste
live reactions.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Look it. That's so unusual. This is like the Jello box, like the colored ones. Tastes good. It does taste good. These are just plain Jello. I mean, it's a different texture, but I like it. Do you like it? I think this is good for a few calories. I'll have to run the numbers, but I know what big ones, but 10 calories for a big thing, but it can't be that much. Okay. This is the normal pudding with there's no Cool Whip in it. It's just normal Jello, the way they said they made it. Now, I don't know if it's true, so we're gonna try it this way. Ready? I thought we got them out. Hang on. Mama's stuck again. Wait. Okay. It's normal Jello. Okay, ready? No, it's good. That's what I thought. Okay, you like it? Wow, 2. And she's my big eater. Okay. That's good.
Those are hers.
Okay. That's how much she likes it. Okay, so this one we added the Cool Whip. Remember you tried it before we froze it last night? You ready? Remember you tried it in the bowl? Okay. Okay. Why am I so stuck? Okay. Okay, you ready?
She likes that one. She really liked that one.
Oh. I don't know if this one's more like the real one, but that is good, right? Is that your favorite? Yeah. Okay, that one's a good one. They're all good. These are all good. I recommend these all so far. This is the one I'm not sure about. Okay, if you remember, we added the Greek yogurt, and then I added the frozen Cool Whip, and then I had to scrape the top because it was my fault. Okay, but I did add in the real strawberries. I think it might still be good. Okay, you ready? And if not, I would try to get maybe normal yogurt. You ready? Okay, let's try it.
She likes it.
It's Greek yogurt. I don't know. I like it, but you can taste the Greek yogurt. It needs. You like them all? Really?
I love it.
Wow, you love it? Okay, you heard it here. And this one I was gonna say is pretty good, but
what's your favorite?
I like it. It's not as sweet, but maybe you like it.
What's Elena's favorite?
Okay. We want to know, do you have a favorite one? You like them all? That one. Okay.
Just straight Jello.
Would you make it again? Would you make them all again?
No.
Which one? That one.
Which one?
Maybe again, blue. Oh, blue icing next time. Okay. Make sure to try a different color. Okay. Alright. Well, Greek yogurt is my least favorite because I think it needs more sweeteners. Something. I liked all of the other 3, and I'm not sure which one I like the best. I have to eat it all. I'll let you know if I decide. Okay, well, let's move on. I want to try the strawberry pretzel dessert. Let me cut up a piece, and we'll try it. I know I'm probably not going to try these 2 on camera. I know for a fact they are delicious. We don't need to try them. They're good. I eat them all the time. This one, I will say I'm a little concerned about. I normally have never cooked with Splenda, and I'm not sure I'm gonna love the flavor. But let me get a knife and a fork, and I'm gonna try it for you guys. And we're gonna see if the bottom stayed together with the honey. I think maybe I saw some people, they put it in their food processor. Maybe it would have been better, but I thought it would be bigger. And I did see if you have the extra calories, some people put nuts with their pretzels. I think that would be good, but I'm trying not to eat. I don't eat that many. This is the whole idea, was to lower calorie treats at night. Or whatever, during the day. Just a little something. I'll say honey and peppers together, I think, are enough to serve it. That's what I say. And the Jello holds it together. Let me try it. It's a big bite. That's good. I didn't think I would like the cream cheese with the Splenda. I'm not really cooked with Splenda. And I'll say use the sweetener you like. If you like the new monk fruit one, my stomach can't handle it. It's another story altogether. Or if you want to try stevia, trivia, whatever your sweetener choice is, it would work. But you know what? It's almost like having a little cheesecake. I like it. I will say that because I waited overnight, I thought the pretzels be a little, I think they got a little, not as crunchy as I thought they would be. That's really good though. Yes. And then I must know she can save her popsicles for later because she can't eat them all. They're still frozen. That's really good. You guys should give these all a try. You can follow along. And I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys try these. And my daughter thinks they're all good so much she's saving them for later. She's actually about to go shower and get ready for bed. But, okay, well, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye. You want to say bye? Bye. Bye-bye.